Hey guys, Sean Bougie, surplusfundsriches.net. One of the questions I recently got in the comments section in YouTube was, what about reverse mortgages? Who gets the overage? How does this play out? You guys need to understand what a reverse mortgage is. I'm not going to get into nitty-gritty details because it is not nearly as complicated as you think it is. Okay? When you're looking at a reverse mortgage, think of it as this. Think of it as an equity line, okay, a HELOC loan. In an equity line, they literally will often send you a checkbook and say, look, you can go into debt up to $35,000. Here's your checkbook. Use it as you need it, okay? Every time you write a check, you're going a little bit deeper in debt. The difference between that and a reverse mortgage is it's a set dollar amount per month. So you're going into, basically you're owing the bank more as you go along. Now, reverse mortgages have a due on sale clause, which everyone does, guys. In other words, if I have a mortgage on my home currently and I go to sell it, in order for me to sell it and walk away, transfer the title of the home and take care of all the debt, that mortgage has to be satisfied or paid out from the proceeds from the sale, okay? Reverse mortgages have the same thing. The second clause that a reverse mortgage has is a due on death clause. So if your mother took a reverse mortgage on her home that had a lot of equity in it and it's paying X amount of dollars per month, I have a friend that did this and it defrayed the cost or took care of the costs of her in-home care, okay? It was a great way to go. There were some different tax benefits in their situation. Worked out great. So whenever you see a sale, a forced sale, a foreclosure from a reverse mortgage, what has happened is one of two things. Either the bank finished their time period for paying it, and a certain amount of time has passed where they were supposed to be paid back, or you had to have gotten a new mortgage to fund the payback of that, which that's going to be crazy rare, okay? The second time you're going to see a reverse mortgage foreclosing on a property is when the people died. Usually there's a time period built in where if someone dies, or if the person that owns the property and is getting the check dies, there's a certain time period where the bank has to be paid back what they were paid in. And the bank's supposed to be notified upon death, so they're not continuing to send checks in the benefit of or to the benefit of someone that's dead. So when they sell, it's just like any other sale. There's a dollar amount they're owed, okay? That's calculated based on what they paid. Obviously, they're also making some interest. But there's a dollar amount they're owed, and they're going to foreclose on it. And it works like any other foreclosure. If there's additional debt against that property, that then has to be satisfied prior to any surplus funds, if there were surplus funds, prior to any surplus funds paid out. I had a question recently, well, does that go to the buyer? Does that go to the bank? No, it's the same thing as any other surplus funds or excess proceeds, whatever you want to call it. It's the same thing as in that situation. It goes to the previous owner. Now you're saying, yeah, but Sean, you just said 99.999% of the time, the previous owner, the reason that they went to foreclosure is the previous owner died. You're absolutely correct. In that instance, it's the previous owner's heirs. And again, we've talked about this 100 times. Heirship is not an easy thing to figure out. Estates and probate is not fun to do. You can do it, but there's a lot more. You're jumping through a lot more hoops. Hope this has helped you guys understand. Everybody tends to get into the nitty-gritty and all the details. Bottom line is a reverse mortgage is an equity line where you cash a check every single month from that bank, and you got to pay it back. So there's a due on sale. In other words, if you sell the property or transfer it, it has to be taken care of, and there's a due on death clause.